Hey, Steve Zook here. Welcome back to Poke's YouTube channel and the Guitar Leader System. I'm going to try not to talk about this guitar too much, but boy, this is a nice piece. It almost seems like, I can just tell by the sound of this guitar that a lot went into the design, and I think some of the design is to make it really sound great plugged. It sounds fine unplugged, but I think some of the design features are really well thought out. And this is it's got some design work from Jimmy D'Acquisto, who I do believe studied with D'Angelico. Anyway, let's share a little knowledge here. And this is the way I practice every day. And friends of mine who are great composers and musicians do the same thing. Always be improvising. Always be learning new ways to put chords together. If you do that every day, and that's really what it's all about, is progress and becoming, even Einstein said imagination is more important than knowledge. But getting your vocabulary and continuing to build your musical vocabulary. So let's take a look at a first inversion major 7. Of course, the first inversion has the third in the bass, okay? So let's take a look at, let's start with the E major 7. Now if I go up 4, then I have, that's kind of nice, huh? And then after that, I use this common tone right here, right, and build another chord. Same first inversion major 7, third in the bass, up a perfect 4th, same idea. So first inversion major 7, up a perfect 4th to A, root position, F to A sharp, right? So we have, now I'll build it off this F sharp to a B. Tone from the last chord, right? So now I got a nice little cycle. Hear that? So I've learned a new way, and every time you learn a new way to put chords together, you file that in your subconscious, and maybe you use it sometime for improvising or to write a song. But this is a way. If you just learn chords, and here's a first inversion. If you just learn, major 7s and learn the inversions, that's cool and everything, but you get so much more out of it. So here we're combining intervallic improvisation with common tone. Here's the common tone. Another thing I could do is I could go major 7, first inversion, to the major 13 flat 5 chord, which is one of my favorite chords. Pick up the common tone again, major 13 flat 5. Now maybe from there, major 7, minor 7 flat 5. So major 7, first inversion, major 13 flat 5. Now I'll go major 7s in perfect 4s. Okay, so always be improvising. So I could go major 7, first inversion. So major 7, first inversion, third in the bass. Major 7, okay, or major 7 first inversion to major 13 flat 5. And now let's do something different. Throw in a minor 7 flat 5. I like that. See, that's simple, but it sounds really nice. Notice how close the two chords are together. Smooth voice leading, small interval skips. That's musical. Now I'll go to major 7, first inversion, to major 7, root position. Another major 7, 13, 9, 13, 13, flat 9, one of my favorite chords. 4 chord, augmented. So you see, that's the way I practice. I'm always looking for something new. Now let's try something that might sound a little out there. So they can see this is a real high tension in the major 7s. The second inversion, which has a 5th in the bass, is very high tension. Hear that? Hear that? That has a lot more tension than, you know. So when you go to a chord like this, that form, it really demands resolution. Now I went back to that idea that I just recently picked up on, minor 7 flat 5 to major 13 flat 5. And of course in diatonic harmony, the minor 7 flat 5 is a 7, and then it resolves to the 8, you know, which is the major 7. So, you know. But anyway, the whole idea is not to be predictable, have a little surprise in your playing, you know. And that's what the really exciting thing, and then I'm speaking from the heart, the really exciting thing about the guitar ladder system is you can come up with things that are unique. Maybe nobody's ever done it exactly like you're doing it, and that's really cool, you know. But it's feeding the musical mind, creating a musical folder, and then letting your subconscious mind compare, contrast, assimilate, and spit out some really cool stuff that you'll be like, wow, where'd that come from, you know? So anyway, so the idea here, major 7, up a perfect 4th. Now we're going to use that common tone. Now from there, maybe I'll come down, still using that common tone. 11, dominant 11, 9. I think that sounds really cool. Dominant 11, dominant 11, 9, flat 9. Perfect. Minor 7 flat 5. One of my favorite chords is major 13 to 7 sharp 5. You know, this guitar has so much mid bass and defined clear bass, it's actually making my wall rattle at a very, very low volume. That's a really good sign. This guitar was designed to really augment the plugged-in sound and give it a full range that I don't think I've ever had an archtop that sounds like this one. That's what's so fun about doing what I do, you know. But anyway, so major 7, first inversion, 3rd in the bass, up a perfect 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4, right? Then I use a common tone, same idea, up a perfect 4th. Now a little bit ago I did the minor 7 flat 5 to a major 13 flat 5, which I love that chord. Major 7, dominant 13, 7 sharp 5, minor 9, or minor 9 to the major 13 flat 5, dominant 9, add the 13, do the Ted Green voicing. Non-root 13. think that's a good place to stop. All right, if you want the sheet for the if you want the different major 7 inversions, and all you have to do is flat the 3rd and the 7th to get the minor 7s, just send me an email, stevezook7@yahoo.com. This guitar sounds unbelievable. I think very few guitars sound really great plugged and really great unplugged. A lot of guitars, I mean, they still sound pretty good unplugged, but I think some of the design that Jimmy D'Acquisto did in this guitar reflects a lot of research and development and a lot of intelligence, a lot of guitar awareness. I think it was designed to sound unbelievable plugged in, and it does. It's just really, and it sounds fine unplugged, but I'm just saying, you know, I think it was voiced in the way that the bracings and the carved top and everything, just the way this was put together, it just shines, you know, plugged. I don't think I've ever had an arch top that sounds exactly like this one. And folks, I've had a lot of arch tops, trust me. Everything, man. Super 400s, L5s, 175s, vintage Gibsons, non-vintage Gibsons, you know, custom-made guitars. But there's something about the voice of this guitar, man. Hear that? I hardly have any volume at all on this. This guitar has a better mid bass and bass, and I really think than any arch top I've ever had. I'm not just saying that. People who bought guitars from me know, you know, I've had a lot of people who bought guitars from me, and one guy calls me the Magic Mojo Master. It's so funny. I think he's bought 4 guitars from me right now, and he's always excited, and he's going to give me a big ego if I'm not careful. That's a joke. But no, I really know my guitars, folks, and this guitar just sounds. I've never heard of an arch top with this. It's got really great mids, but really well defined mid bass and mids and bass that's really clear, but also orchestral. And the way that treble pickup. Anyway, I'm going to stop right there. This is an unbelievable guitar. I think I have it at $22.99. The more I connect with somebody, the better price they'll get. I mean that. Take care.